So we are at the halfway point in the season, and we've got a little bit of a break as well. Well, kind of. So I thought it would be a good time to kind of review the season in terms of player performance, because we're looking at every club's player of the season so far in the Premier League. I'm going to pick a player and tell you why I think they are your club's player of the season so far. Keyword so far. This could of course change at the end of the season, and it'll be interesting when we do this video at the end of the season, which I'm sure we will, how much things have changed. So we're going to begin in reverse order to spice things up a little bit. Shout out also to Matthew, one of my subscribers who helped me with this list. Thank you for the support. And we're going to go in alphabetical order today. So, alright, let's begin. So we start with Wolves. Mario Lemina. If Wolves supporters held their player of the season vote now, it would probably be split quite a bit, with Pedro Neto, Wang, or even Cunha deserving of the award. However, I've gone for Mario Lemina. In some ways, Wolves will be thankful that Mario Lemina turned 30 last September and not 25. If the Gabon international were a little younger and had more resale value, there is every chance they would be fending off interest from clubs higher up in the Premier League. When Wolves signed Lemina 12 months ago, he seemed like a handy addition given his Premier League experience with Southampton and Fulham. Instead, the former Juve midfielder has become the team's heartbeat. He impressed in the second half of last season, sitting in front of the back four and giving former captain Ruben Neves the licence to go forward. But this season, under Gary O'Neill, Lemina has taken his game to new heights, winning tackles, making key passes and adding goals, with 4 in the first half of the campaign, and he's massively underrated this season. West Ham, Jared Bowen. It has been a rewarding start to the season for Jared Bowen following his England recall, signing a 7-year deal at West Ham and becoming the first player in Prem history to score in the club's first 6 away games in a campaign. Lucas Paquetá, Edson Alvarez and Mohamed Kudus have impressed, but Bowen has elevated his game to become Moyes' key performer. It's no surprise Liverpool were keen admirers in the summer. The aerial aspect of Bowen's game is another attribute he has unlocked. The 26-year-old has scored headers in fixtures against Forest, Liverpool and Luton, having failed to score a single header last season. He is now playing as a striker and is thriving with 12 goal contributions this season. Tottenham, Vicario. Now, I was very, very close in going Son, and Son is kind of the obvious pick, but I think it's kind of gone under the radar how much Vicario has been saving Spurs. Now, Tottenham fans would be forgiven for feeling underwhelmed when Vicario was snapped up from Empoli as the club's new number 1. The Italy international was not well known to audiences outside his country and had the tough task of replacing World Cup winner Hugo Lloris. But Vicario instantly erased any doubts over his quality and experience, while proving to be an upgrade on Lloris, with his speed off his line allowing Spurs to play much higher up the pitch and maximise the effectiveness of Postecoglou's system. The 27-year-old is cool, confident and the epitome of a proper sweeper keeper. He also happens to boast outstanding reflexes, which have helped him produce a host of gravity-defying saves that have protected crucial points for Spurs. It's no exaggeration to say that Vicario's presence could be the difference between Champions League and Europa League for Spurs come May. Sheffield United, James McAtee. Slim pickings here, but the rising star of Man City's James McAtee is demonstrating his ability to excel at the highest level. Currently on loan with Premier League side Sheffield United for the second time, McAtee is building on the success of his previous loan spell last season. Having joined United on the summer transfer deadline day, the young midfielder has proven that he possesses the qualities required for Premier League football. With 17 appearances for the Blades, McAtee's technical prowess stands out in a team fiercely battling for survival. Throughout all competitions this season, the Man City prodigy has contributed 3 goals and 3 assists, which may not sound like a lot, but for Sheffield, that's by far and away more than anybody else. McAtee's talent has always been undisputed. However, what truly shines during his time with the Blades is his maturity and physicality for his size. McAtee has proven so far that he possesses the necessary qualities to succeed as a Premier League footballer, something you can't really say about a lot of Sheffield players. Nottingham Forest, Murillo. Honourable mention to Morgan Gibbs-White, but I have to go for the new man, Murillo. Now, Nottingham Forest have signed more than 40 players since their return to the Premier League, and it appears they have struck gold with Murillo. Signed from Brazilian giants Corinthians for $10 million in August, Murillo is the 21-year-old centre-back who is already turning heads. Powerfully built, yet with explosive speed, he was given the nickname Beckenbauer at his former club for the long, laser precision passes that have become his trademark. It's remarkable to consider that Murillo only made his senior debut in April, for he already appears a footballer designed for the modern game. He is not even 22, but is strikingly mature, always positive and clearly focused. These are early days, but Forest are already preparing for substantial interest from bigger clubs next year, as his amazing runs from the halfway line are capturing a lot of attention. Newcastle, Anthony Gordon. While Kieran Trippier, who has 7 assists in all competitions, and Sean Longstaff, who's returned to the starting 11, coincided with Newcastle's improvement, they deserve honourable mentions. This accolade simply must go to Anthony Gordon. The 22-year-old has continued his form from the European Under-21 Championship, scoring 6 goals and assisting 5 others, and he has justified the 40 million fee Newcastle paid in January for him. Gordon's versatility has also been invaluable, covering both wing positions and being used as a makeshift centre-forward, and he has regularly been the difference maker for Newcastle. Despite all their injuries and dips in form, he has remained fairly consistent. Manchester United, Harry Maguire. Now, there was literally nobody to pick at United. This was one of the hardest ones, to be honest, and I never thought I would say this, but I'm not even being sarcastic. The current Man United player of the season for me is Harry Maguire. After a summer move to West Ham fell through, the former captain was reduced to sitting on the bench. However, the injury to Martinez gave him a new lease of life, and he has been a truly commanding presence in the last few months, giving United much needed stability at the back. He also scored a crucial goal against Copenhagen to give United their only win in the group stage of the Champions League. Admittedly, it didn't mean much, but still was pretty good. The fact he has usurped Varane as a first-choice centre-back underlines how remarkable his recovery has been, and vindicated his decision to stay and fight for his place. He also won Player of the Month somehow, and while he's definitely not perfect, and hasn't been perfect this season, he's definitely been much improved. Manchester City, Phil Foden. There is no obvious standout candidate, not because they are not playing well, of course, just that many of their traditional key players such as De Bruyne and Haaland have had some injuries, or in Rodri's case, a needless ban. One man who has been available all season and really stepped up in their absence, though, is Phil Foden. Foden is starting to show what he can do in central positions this season. Now, there are a number of reasons as to why he hasn't been used quite so much in his favoured role, but he has been at the heart of Man City's attacking play this year. Pep's team have not always sparkled this year, but when they do, it is usually because of a 23-year-old Englishman. He has 8 goals and 8 assists in all competitions this season, and is linking up with Julian Alvarez, who also deserves a mention for this. They have been sensational together. With De Bruyne nearing fitness, there might not be too many opportunities to see Foden in this central role, but the evidence suggests that he can thrive there, and I can't wait to see if they can play together in that role. Luton Town, Thomas Kaminski. When a team's player of the season is their goalkeeper, it's not always a good thing, but for Luton Town, it is. Okay, so Thomas Kaminski has kept just 1 clean sheet in 19 games, but in those games, he has shown himself to be cut out for the top flight. There should be a highlights reel during the rounds that includes his double save to deny Ollie Watkins, his point-blank save of Rasmus Højlund from a yard out, and probably his entire game against Liverpool. Ross Barkley deserves a huge shout for his remontada, but it's hard to look beyond Kaminski, who has again been called up to the Belgian national team this season. He awaits his first cap, but on the back of his form, he could be about to get it. Liverpool, Mo Salah. The funny thing about Mohamed Salah is that his performances haven't been as eye-catching as in previous years. Besides maybe the Arsenal goal, there's not really been that standout moment. Yet there he is, sitting pretty in the goal-scoring charts level with Man City's Erling Haaland. And without his 14 goals, Liverpool would be struggling to keep up the pace in the title race. Salah, 31 years old but still in the peak of his powers, is a ruthless goal-scoring machine. He can find himself out of the game for long periods, but crucially when needed, he comes up with the goals. That combined with his possibly underappreciated ability to assist is why he's the club's early and probably end player of the season. Fulham, Anthony Robinson. Others might appear on the Mount Rushmore of the current US men's national team before Anthony Robinson. Indeed, Christian Pulisic, Gio Reyna, Weston McKennie, Yunus Mensah might all get a mention ahead of Robinson, but the Fulham left-back is outperforming all of them right now. Mohamed Salah knows how well Robinson is currently playing. Callum Hudson-Odoi and Jarrod Bowen too. They have all come up against the American and struggled to make an impact. Fulham's best run of form this season, 3 wins in 4 games, is largely down to Robinson's form. For all that Robinson has helped Fulham to some wins, it was the 4-3 defeat to Liverpool at Anfield where he shone brightest, giving the Premier League table toppers a constant problem with his relentless running. By setting up Barry Wilson for an equalising goal, Robinson also became the first American to register an assist in 3 successive Premier League matches. Against one of the strongest teams in England and Europe, the Fulham left-back was one of the best players on the pitch. Robinson has become an integral part of the way Fulham play, and full credit to his improvement this season. Everton, Jarrod Branthwaite. It's been a season of progress for Jarrod Branthwaite, with any doubts over his ability to thrive in the Premier League quickly dispelled. Since returning from a productive loan at PSV, he has slotted seamlessly into Sean Dyche's side, forging a great partnership with James Tarkowski. Deceptively quick, commanding in the air, and adept at playing out from a back, Branthwaite has every attribute you could want from a modern centre-back. One of his greatest virtues is his ability to step out of the back line and win possession. He's regained the ball more than any other central defender in the league. The sense at Goodison Park is that it won't be too long before England manager Southgate comes calling, especially considering his relative lack of options at centre-back. A long-term deal signed a couple months ago was a fitting reward for his progress. Given his assured performances, it would be no surprise if there was even brighter days ahead. Crystal Palace, Joachim Andersen. Due to Eze and Elise being injured, other players have had to step up for Palace this year, and Mateta deserves a huge shout-out for his improvements, but Joachim Andersen has been integral to Palace, and though his long diagonal balls remain this season, the 6th most in the league. For someone so adept at offering an attacking outlet, his goal return for Palace has been low, but there was a thumping finish to win the game against Man United, and a determined run to score a bizarre equaliser against Brentford this season. That was supplemented by a perfect cross for Jordan Ayew to score against Spurs. A colossus was manager Roy Hodgson's description of a 27-year-old after that draw with Brentford in August, and he has continued in that vein since. Chelsea, Cole Palmer. Given their torrid start to the season, it feels fitting to pick a player who only came into the starting 11 at the end of September. Chelsea's record with Cole Palmer starting in 16 matches across all competition is 1-10, drawn 2 and lost 4. A run of fixtures that includes positive results against Arsenal, Spurs and Man City. Palmer converted pressure penalties at key moments in all 3 matches. He has provided the creative catalyst with his incisive passing and intelligent movement between the right flank and the number 10 positions, with his form reported with an England call-up. His 8 goals and 4 assists are by far and away the best in the Chelsea squad, and he is one of the only players they can rely on to perform consistently. Honourable mention to Conor Gallagher as well. Burnley, Lyle Foster. There have not been many candidates for Burnley as their return to the Premier League has fallen flat. It's perhaps telling that their player of the season, Lyle Foster, has been out for an unspecified period as he received treatment for mental health problems, yet is still by far and away their player of the season. Foster started the season in excellent form, scoring 3 goals and providing 2 assists in 7. He was one of a few who immediately made the step up to the top flight, with his pace, physicality and link-up play outstanding. Since his return, he's continued right where he left off, picking up a goal and assist in 3 games, and it's no coincidence that those games he's been back in have seen Burnley perform much better. Brighton, João Pedro. The club record 30 million fee paid to Champions side Watford to land the 22-year-old in the summer already looks like a bargain. And another big tick for the club's player recruitment. João Pedro's form in the first half of the season has earned him a call-up to the Brazil squad. He raised his debut season's goal tally to 15 across 28 in all competitions after a brace versus Stoke in the FA Cup, equalling Glenn Murray's tally in the 18-19 campaign, and seeing him move closer to Michael Robertson's club record best campaign of 22. Not only that, but Pedro's tally has only been bettered by 2 Premier League players this term, Haaland and Salah, who have scored 19 and 18 respectively in all comps. Pedro looks set to be another £100 million Brighton big sale. Brentford, Matthias Jensen. The Denmark international was superb last year, but he has stepped up to another level this season. Brian Mbeumo might be scoring for fun while Ivan Toney is suspended, but everything Brentford does flows through Jensen. He has created 13 chances from set pieces this season, which is the 3rd best record behind Ward-Prowse and Alfie Doherty, and has provided 3 assists and 3 goals this season, which is massive for a struggling Brentford side. The elegant pirouettes and nutmegs are the icing on his cake. Brian Mbeumo was very close, but he has missed too many games for me to be the player of the season, so I've gone for Jensen. Bournemouth, Dom Solanke. Dominic Solanke is Bournemouth's Swiss Army knife. The link in the build-up, the trigger in the press, and the goal scorer in attack. He has been essential for 3 seasons now, dating back to their promotion campaign under Scott Parker, and having signed 2 contracts since, appears increasingly central to anything and everything Bournemouth do. However, this season, Dominic Solanke's potential has turned into hard goal-scoring numbers. With Iraola in charge, Solanke's Swiss Army knife capabilities have translated into goals. Despite some early teething issues, he is now a key cog in Iraola's system. Solanke has signed 2 new contracts in successive years, underlining his status, but this season he has already scored 12 in 19, doubling his previous best Premier League tally of 6 from 33. Do not rule out a first England call-up since 2017. Aston Villa Douglas Luiz. The strength of Villa's collective means they are a group of players who form the spine. Ezri Konsa's sustained run of form has finally been vindicated in a senior call-up for England. And Ollie Watkins is transformed under Unai Emery and makes up one half of a Premier League deadliest double act with Moussa Diaby. However, Douglas Luiz is Villa's catalyst in midfield. Luiz got a second chance in the Premier League at Villa after failing to make the grade at City, and has gradually carved out a reputation as one of the most complete midfielders in England. Emery has been able to unlock the 25-year-old's full potential this year, and he's now spearheading their charge to a top 4 finish. Villa's disciplined, fearless group is held together by Luiz, who is equally adept at shutting down attacks as he is pushing the team forward. He makes Villa tick and has also chipped in with 6 goals and 3 assists, while showing off his impressive range from set pieces. It's certainly no surprise that clubs like Arsenal and United could be lining up a move for Luiz. He would, however, be well advised to stay at Villa, where he could at the very least achieve a Champions League dream and maybe even a Premier League winner. And finally, Arsenal, William Saliba. Honourable mention to Declan Rice, but I have to go for Saliba. Saliba was arguably the best defender in the Premier League last season, until an untimely back injury ruled him out of Arsenal's crucial title running. The Gunners crumbled without the Frenchman, but he's returned in even better shape, and looks determined to make certain the trophy comes back to the Emirates. It's scary how well Saliba reads the game given the fact he's still just 22, and it's almost impossible for opposition forwards to get past him because of his physical stature. He's also excellent on the ball, while his natural leadership skills help to raise the level of those around him. He is, for me, the most important member of the squad, and there is no ceiling to his talent, which has been managed expertly by Mikel Arteta so far. So there we go. That is every Premier League club's player of the season so far. Let me know if you agree or disagree with those picks in the comments below. And if you have enjoyed, please leave a like.